Yokai.
Yokai. Yokai are a diverse class of supernatural monsters, spirits, demons, and shapeshifters in Japanese folklore, often representing mysterious, uncanny, or unexplainable phenomena. The word combines the prefix yo, which means bewitching and calamity, with the suffix kai, which means mystery and wonder, generally translating to strange apparition or eerie phenomena. The fascination of yokai in a Japanese society stems from a deeply ingrained cultural blend of Shinto animism, where spirits inhabit all things and a historical need to explain inexplicable natural phenomena. They are often portrayed in things like art, literature, but amongst the different variations of them being portrayed, one of the biggest stages are through anime and manga. And once again, yokai sneakily make their way onto the big stage. Because in today's video, I want to talk about an anime that resonated with my soul, resonated with my spirit, resonated with my inner yokai. Hopefully that joke landed and y'all laugh. Because if not, it would be kind of awkward. So laugh for me. Now, without further ado, let's get to the video. Yo, if you're still here, hit the subscribe button and the like button. And comment your favorite yokai down below if you have any. Now, by Nura, Rise of the Yokai Clan. Riko Nura, a boy who is human by day but yokai by night, destined to become the third heir of the powerful almighty Nura clan. That is the synopsis of this show. Now, let's talk about it. The anime sweet spot. That is what I classify as any anime that were released from 2000 to 2015. Because in my opinion, I don't know what it is, but it seems like any anime that were released between that time frame had the perfect mixture of modern day animation with the retro style plot and writing, because it seems like anything after that, anything post 2015, it feel like everything became so copy and paste, 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 copy and paste. I'm not saying ingenuity died, because it is a lot of great shows now, but something about 2000 to 2015, it felt like they hit a peak, a pinnacle of just a flow state of creativity. Everything was clicking together. Animation was on point. The writing was on point. Everything was fresh. Everything felt unique. Even though the stories were sometimes regurgitated, it still had a unique dystopia feel that I think died after 2016. Not saying everything past 2016 is bad, because I love a lot of shows that come out now. But in regards to the term sweet spot, I really do think that that was just a second golden era for anime that nobody talks about. But you can let me know down below what you feel about that in the comment section. Now, let's talk about the MC of the series, Riko Nura. Hands down, one of the best shonen MC that I've ever watched, especially considering his story. There is an anime called Reborn, and in Reborn, the MC Suna is the heir to the Angola Mafia family, and he must be trained by the world's greatest baby hitman, Reborn. Between this MC and that MC, it is a night and day difference. Considering that they're both around the same age, well, wait a minute. Considering they're both around the same age, 12 and 13, it's not the same. It is not the same. Riko is perfect. He is perfect. The way he handles the situation is perfect. The way he faces his trials and tribulations are perfect. The way that he accepts the position fairly quickly, because in the Reborn series, it took a while. Whereas in terms of Nura, Rise of the Yokai Clan, after the first couple incidents, bro, he got to it. He said, "Know what? I must protect the things that I love. I can't keep, teetering on this decision. I have to make a decision now, or I'm going to lose everything around me." I like that. And it didn't take 100 episodes for the MC to realize that, because let's be real, if this was real life, after the first red flag, if you have to lock in, because you're not going to get that many second chance opportunities. You're not going to get 9 lives like a cat. Really, it's one strike, you're out. So the fact that he picked up on that, he embraced the role of being the young master of the clan, actually stepping forth to better himself expeditiously. I love that a lot. Because in Reborn, it's kind of annoying because he's always crying. Granted, these things are fairly new to him. Yeah. But also, another thing about Riko, he is cool with the ladies. I'm glad some of the stereotypes and trope weren't in this show. Like the biggest trope that I hate, any female side characters or MCs always hitting the MC. I think this kind of played out. I never really got their trope at all, so I was very glad that this wasn't in that show at all. Nura was very, 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 very cool with the ladies. He was chilling, and I love that. He was young, but he didn't have to act like seeing a woman was seeing the second coming of Jesus. Like he treated women like, okay, I like women. mean, and I may blush a little bit, but I'm not finna have a nosebleed or just fall out my seat. I love that he was very regular and not overly tropey. It wasn't any trope. He was just a great, solid, compact MC. I want to talk about something really quickly, and you guys can let me know down below whether you agree or disagree in the comment section. I think there is a sweet spot. I know I said that word earlier, but I also think that there is a episode sweet spot. I personally feel like if the show doesn't have minimum 36 to 48 episodes, it can't be great. It can't be great. And I'm not saying it can't be great if it's only 12 episodes. What I mean is the experience is different. The experience is really different. Because for example, let's take this series. If this series was, let's say they try to compile all this information in 24 episodes, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. And I feel like it's so many shows that need 3 to 4 seasons to really grab somebody's attention, to make them want to read the manga, or just to give a holistic anime experience. Certain shows you just can't shorten them to only 12 episodes hoping that people like it that much they're going to go read the manga. I don't think that's enough. If any publishing company, anime producing company, if you know this series is a hit and it has the potential to be a hit, it should already be locked in that we're going to do at least 3 seasons. A lot of shows suffering nowadays because they're trying to force a lot of information in 12 episodes or 24 episodes. In some shows, you just have too much detail, and if you don't include all of those details, it's going to drastically drop quality of the story. Hence why a lot of mangakas pull out their anime from these studios, because like, bro, it's not worth it. You're ruining my product. And I believe, going back to what I said earlier, a sweet spot would be 36 to 48. I'm really hanging on to 48. I think 48 episodes is enough for any series that you think is worth more than a 7 out of 10. And this show is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 48 episodes, they got through enough content to make you want to continue this series, whether that's via manga or praying to whatever you believe in that this gets a season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get a continuation. It doesn't look like they're going to finish, so you will have to pick up the manga if you want to continue this series. Now, this portion of the video is going to contain a lot of spoilers. I repeat, a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't watched the series, click off, go watch it, come back. You can watch the full video again if you really love me, or you can just skip to this part of the video and just listen again. I want to talk about the conclusion to season 2. Bro, peak writing, bro. Amazing writing. Being a man is not about doing what you want to do. It's about doing what you have to do. I love the progression of Nora. He stepped up to the plate. He knew we had to do it, and he did it. He didn't lollygag around. He said, I gotta do it. He conquered his fears and faced himself quickly. And not saying everything has to happen quickly, but drastic measures calls for drastic decisions, and he learned that very quickly, and he embraced that role. And I think, like I said, it's a chef's kiss. I don't think you could have wrote an MC like this any better than how this MC was written for this particular story. But real quick, I want to say one thing about all of the Norihyon. All of them were some shark. The first Norihyon, which is the grandfather, stole a princess, convincing a regular woman to be comfortable around the demons. Literally. Then his son found a woman that looked just like his father's wife, which was a princess, so you could say she was a princess as well. And their son, even though he hasn't found himself a princess, Yukiana, personality-wise, was the different shark. But back to the scheduled program. And speaking of the devil, one of the last people that I want to talk about is the devil herself, Miss Lady Gitsune, or quote-unquote / Yamabuki Otome. Dog, this is S-tier storytelling, S-tier plot, S-tier lore, S-tier depth, S-tier everything. One of the most well-written female characters that I've ever seen. And like I said earlier, this is one of the benefits of just watching everything, not putting yourself in a box, looking at things most people wouldn't look, because a lot of these shows won't get recommended, so you just would never know about these shows. You would never know about these shows. This show in particular had me glued to the screen. But back to what I was saying. At first glance, I thought she was the sister because she looked like the father, just to find out that she's actually the first love, being possessed by the mother of Abe no Seimei, and just to find out that he's betraying his own mother because he's been fighting the Norihyon for the past 1,000 years. Bro, it truly does not get any better than this. It does not get any better. That is crazy. Just when you think you understand and you get it, plot twist. And just when you think you understand that, plot twist again. And just when you think you finally understand that, plot twist one more time. This story could not have been written any better. It's a shame that it's been almost 11 years since the last season. It's a shame. It is a shame. I was glued to my screen. This video wasn't even supposed to get dropped because I was recording free run. I was doing other things and this wasn't on my priority list. I just saw this scrolling one day looking for more shows to watch, looking for the undercover shows, looking for the hidden gems, because I have never seen or heard about this show on any of the videos, because back before I did content, I used to always scroll and look at those videos like top 10 underrated show, top 10 hidden gems. I have never seen this show talk. And just to get to the point where I was glued to the screen. I binged this whole series in 2 days. And as a working adult, binging a whole show in 2 days, kinda crazy. Once again, highly recommend it. I wish, I hope, I pray, whatever I need to do, I just hope this show gets to season 3. And who knows, because recently we've seen a lot of shows come back after 10, 15 years. So who knows? So it's highly unlikely, but it's very likely at the same time. But that's the game you play when you join the anime fandom, when you join the anime community, when you join anime world. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you today. Please go check out this anime. And then when you watch it, come back, let me know what you thought about it down below in the comment section. Also, like, comment, subscribe, all of those great things. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can stay. If not, I ain't mad at you. Eventually, you will come back to me. Facts. And without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.